Greetings, I'm Rob Chapman.
And I'm the captain.
We were at Andertons.co.uk here in the heart of Guildfordshire.
It was soulful, that was. It was nice. I liked
pretty
it.
soulful.
Good way to start the day.
Had a lot of soul, just like R. Kelly. And today we've got the new V. What, Lee, you're not with me.
Sorry.
I want you to go. We've got the new V2 Chapman Guitar Standard Series.
Yes, and it's good for me actually because I kind of I'm going to flip my distracting phone over. It's kind of cool for me because I've known loosely what's been going on with this transition from V1 to V2. And I know enough to be excited about it. But Rob's the detail guy. Rob's been driving this particular car. So
Shall I run you down?
well, tell us. So, why the change? What is the fundamental difference between V1 and V2, and why did you do it?
Okay, well, we're fighting so many inappropriate jokes in my head right then.
And actually, can I have a glass of water? Because I'm never going to get through this.
Poorly.
Chris, you're a gentleman. Cheers, everybody.
So V2. Nothing was wrong.
Can I be Alan Partridge? My mouth's dry. My mouth's a bit dry. Can I have a glass of water, please? My mouth is dry. My mouth is dry.
I'd like a show of hands for anyone who's not English. If you know who Alan Partridge is.
I have not seen it yet, but that was the trailer for the new series of Alan Partridge where he's doing live TV for the first time ever. Anyway, whatever. Sorry, I digress. Back to the.
I remember
really
the time. I've actually done live TV.
Have you?
Yeah, I should have done that. My mouth is dry thing, but I didn't do that. Yeah. Anyway, V1 were great, and we were happy. But you're always looking to improve your game, always looking to make better, more consistent quality guitars. And one of the problems, we're really open about problems at Chapman because we've only been around 10 years. Who are we? You know, there are some guitar companies who've been around for 70 years.
Indeed, or longer. 180 years.
180
like
years
Martin
in some cases.
or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe more.
So I wasn't particularly happy with the consistency. So, for example, we'd get a bunch of guitars because we buy thousands, or retailers buy thousands, and then some of them wouldn't be good enough, and we'd have to put them in the sea for dolphins to play with, or whatever. And so, out of the blue, came on a shining white stallion with the javelin of justice, rode two of our friends. I'm going to call them Kyle and David. And Kyle and David said, "Hey, we've got
like an
this
80s pop band."
Yeah, Kyle and David.
Dollar.
They said, "Oh, we've got this factory in Indonesia. We'd love to meet you and show you. We don't make guitars for anybody else. We've got our own thing going on, but we really love you guys and what you do, and we think we would entertain working with you as the only other company that we do anything with." And I'm like, wow, that's an interesting proposition. And these guys are a band from Korea who live in Indonesia, who got frustrated that they couldn't find great quality gear, so they started making their own.
Yeah.
Years later, owned a factory making products for themselves, include everything from pickups and electronics, microphone. They just went, we'll make everything we want to use, we want to have control. So they were just great guys, and they really reminded me of Korean versions of Dave.
Dave Hollingsworth.
Yeah, because Dave is the guy, if you go, I've got this problem with my insert any piece of tech, it doesn't do insert thing, he'll go, okay, yeah, and in his head suddenly 1,000 calculations occur, and then he gets a bit of gaffer tape and then it's fixed. They're the same, they are Korean Dave, split in twain. And I went to inspect the factory, and I reported back like this. Yeah, it's really good, Lee. Yeah, I'm really impressed. Yeah, they seem really nice. The guitars are great, really great quality necks in particular. Really happy. See that. And we had some prototypes made.
Yeah.
Now, what they didn't tell me was that they were going to make about 20 prototypes. Some of them, the ones we'd asked for, and then interestingly, for the first time in my experience, a load that we'd not asked for, just to kind of go, this is the kind of stuff that we can do. It was really cool because in one immediate fell sweep, they'd made a load of cool ideas, taken a look at our catalogue and gone, well, we can do that in Indonesia. And it was great. So we signed a deal, moved from V1 factory into V2 factory, and I'm really happy to say that we're sticking with this factory for now, and it is making really, really great quality guitars.
So,
for us.
the shapes and the colours and everything have just transitioned.
So the colours have been tweaked,
Right.
Because
But the shapes are just transitioning across.
Oh, the shapes
So
are-
you'd know ML1, ML2, ML3, all that
it's
goes for it.
exactly the same guitars, but there are, in some cases, really big tweaks, and in some cases, you wouldn't even really notice unless you were told
Yeah.
there's a thing that's different. So, from my point of view, the main thing is that the consistency is now fantastic.
Yeah.
I can grab any guitar that we get shipped, and we know it's going to be really, really, really good, which is great for us.
Yeah.
Obviously, previously, we swallowed that problem financially, so whatever. There's always a problem with staining, hand staining tops, because wood is different colours, and then if you remember back to your old play school days, if you mix yellow and green, you get a brown, and if you mix blue with a little bit of yellow in the wood, sometimes you get a greeny blue or a greeny black, so these guys have nailed that problem, and the colours have come out really, really nice. So I'm really happy with the colours. Not that that makes any difference to the sound of a guitar, or does it?
Who is it? Billy Corgan thinks it does.
Right.
So obviously it does.
I mean, it does for him. All human beings emit, light on the infrared spectrum, and that light is absorbed into the colour, and then probably comes out a different colour. So therefore,
Deep.
aliens.
Deep.
So the main thing that you'll notice when you pick one up and play one is that they feel better quality. To be honest with you,
I've got rolled fingerboard edges.
Yep.
I am loving.
yeah,
the
they were
fingerboard
rolled
edges.
before, but now they're very rolled.
Well, they really
They-
rolled before.
yeah, but
these feel like
these are very
more
rolled.
rolled.
Yes, these
Like
are more rolled.
Better rolled.
Yes, they're like ham salad rolls.
I was about to say like a Greg's roll.
right.
Do you even have Greg's in America? You probably don't, do you?
No. So
What's
what
your
they should
views
do-
on the vegan sausage roll?
Can't ever get a hold of them.
Well, because they're so popular. But should it even be allowed to be called a vegan sausage roll?
I think things should be allowed to be called whatever they want.
Like vegan bacon?
Freedom
should that
of
be
speech.
allowed?
Well, as long as I spell it Bayken or something, bacon, like milk, vegan milk's MYLK,
Right.
We digressed wildly with that vegan statement just to cause inflammatory comment section boosts in our viewings. I'm a vegan at home, but then when I'm out, I'm not, because it's absolutely impossible in Indonesia or Korea to be a vegan. You have to tell them you're a Buddhist to get veggie food, and even then to put half a crab in your soup, as Rabia discovered.
Somebody came up with a name for what I like, as not for me specifically, but like just somebody that sort of has taken the conscious decision to try and eat a little bit more ethically responsibly, but it's not vegan or vegetarian or anything like that. It's just like
Maltesers, not Skittles.
I kill less things,
Right.
basically.
But you know what?
Is my
I
diet.
applaud anyone who does anything towards the good of the planet and the good of their health.
Good for you.
If you just stop drinking cow's milk and drink almond milk, good on you, man. And I'm not going to knock you for whatever. Everyone's on their own path. Eat steaks if you want. I don't give one
Falafel.
So, everyone's on their own journey. You know what I mean? No one should be told what to do,
Apart from, the law.
apart from the law.
Because obviously that's there for society in general. Otherwise we just have anarchy.
So, yeah, you'll notice that it feels different, and I'm using the word different liberally here. The main upgrade is that these pickups are all completely redesigned from the ground up.
Awesome.
The main difference there being that the magnets we're using are sourced from America, not from Asia.
Cool.
We have not had...
What's wrong with Asian magnets?
The magnets that are normally sourced for guitar pickups are occasionally, more often than not, from everyday manufacturing automotive factories, like a fridge door magnet.
Yeah.
They're not designed to be used in a pickup for a guitar. They are just magnets they got. They're liquid, you cast them, yeah? So the magnets that we're using are designed for a guitar pickup.
Right.
It makes a big difference.
No, I think I've heard that before from people like PRS and stuff like that. And why wouldn't it? I mean, there's lots of different types of magnets, so why shouldn't they contribute massively to the sound?
Well, yeah, but it makes a big difference to the sound. Pickups make a tremendous difference to the sound, as does the tone wood. So we should fire everything we can at them just to get as many comments as possible.
Yeah.
Has anyone seen Lolita Battle Angel? I really want to watch that.
Who? Lolita's Battle Angel. I didn't. What did you say? Did you say, has anyone seen Lolita's Battle Angel?
Don't worry. Lolita's Battle Angel sounds like it's
There's a
porn
band.
version. Sounds like
Porn band.
that couldn't have gone better if I'd tried. The other difference with this factory in Indonesia is that they have baking ovens for wood.
Ooh.
Yeah, and they dry everything. Everything arrives dried. But in the previous factory, we found that it arrived dry, and then they made them, and then they shipped them. Whereas in this instance, the wood arrives dry, and then it's further dried, and then it's manufactured. Let's do some tones of these new version 2
But what we're
standard series.
This whole little family-run factory thing reminds me a bit of the faith thing back in the day.
Oh yeah, it does.
Because Indonesia definitely you're going to, Indonesia is for the last 10 years been the fastest growing place to buy electric guitars from.
Do you know why?
No, I don't actually.
Tremendous source of timber.
Oh, of course.
Because there's a lot of natural growing wood. It's great wood for guitar industry. They've got Makassar mahogany growing natively outside our factory. There are mahogany trees growing and ash trees and all sorts of things.
The wood, that's why. Great.
It's the wood, and everyone in our factory is absolutely safe. I took my dad with me to the factory because I wanted to have as much Chapman family involved in the process of making a decision. And he bimbled around like a wombling Gandalf and went, yes, this looks safe.
So again, I've not been, so obviously Rob's been loads of times, but from the factories that I know make guitars for lots of the brands that we sell, I think from what I understand, there's one behemoth factory over there, the Cork factory, that churn out to a really high standard, thousands and thousands of guitars a month, maybe even tens of thousands of guitars a month. But they are really, unless you're a mega manufacturer like a Fender or a Ibanez or whatever, you just can't give them a big enough order to do the guitars. And then after that, there's like dozens and dozens of other factories that will take an order from a smaller brand like Chapman, and lots of other brands that are bigger than Chapman but still not like Fender big. And I think that's where the quality and the consistency within those factories varies greatly, doesn't it? And you periodically you get something like the Faith guitar brand, who 10 years ago they found that little nugget of an amazing family-run factory, and they've managed to secure that relationship over the however long it's been. Maybe it's more than 10 years now, but it really gave them an angle because their guitars were better made than anything else you could buy for that in that kind of price. And it feels to me a lot like we've found that's the similar kind of vibe. It's just the whole when you see the photos of the factory and you meet the people from there and you feel the guitars they're making, you just go, there's something better about these. It's
a lot of different factors, and I think the main difference is that the people that own and run this factory are musicians. They all play. I've jammed with them. My dad has jammed with them, and they sing and they play guitar, and they're really, really nerdy, geeky, into tones, and if you adjust this frequency, then things happen and stuff. So talking of frequencies and tones, I think you should play that.
I will,
and then I'll play this, and then I'll tell another story.
So as far as I'm aware, all the V2 pricing and official images and spec and everything are now on the Andertons website, and presumably on the Chapman website and other Chapman retailers around the world. There probably will be some V1 guitars still in stock all around the world.
There'll be a few. We stopped making them months and months ago, so that retailers wouldn't go, well, I've got hundreds of these. People are going to
But they are
V2.
cheaper as well, so V1 will potentially still be the right guitar for some people. And let's give you and the whole range. I said we've just got here an ML3 and an ML1, but the whole range, ML2s, Ghost Frets, baritones, everything, they're all there. So let's go through some tones. I have got here a Laney BL30. Oh, it's a big sound with a bit of reverb. So let's start with the neck pickup, not coil taps, is what you just heard. So. bridge. I might come back to that with some distortion. Coil tapped neck pickup. And then a bit of distortion, which I was using the Dane in that original clip. Got some tones. Sounds good, man. I like it. I like it to play. I really like the rolled fingerboard edge. It's always difficult, I think, when you're, talking about a review where the difference between V1 and V2 is more of a feel thing. It's always hard to kind of convey that. I guess you guys just need to get to the shops and try them. They're due in shops like
really
any
soon.
day, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
I should also say that V1, the factory that made V1, made ESP, LTD, LTD by ESP, made lots of other brands that you would know and love. The difference with our factory is it makes us and their own brand. That's it.
Yeah.
And the cool thing there is that with a factory making lots of other brands, they have to stop, make a few of these, stop, make a few of those, and the workers don't get really familiar with making one brand consistently. With our factory, they're just making us and their own brand, so it's a continual run. They're not kind of, when they have attrition of staff and people leave and join, it's pretty quick for them to learn how to make a Chapman, which is why the consistency is generally better for us. I don't have a foot switch to go to the clean.
what?
And you know me, I'm a crunchy.
Do you want to plug into this amplifier for a second?
Yeah, that might be a good idea actually. It's a spiky,
isn't it?
It's a pokey, spiky.
Sorry.
Just one like equals one prayer for Lee to recover his lung cough condition.
It's fine. I've just now, obviously, hopefully it's nothing more serious than just a little viral infection.
I'm sure it's not.
But there we are. If this is my obituary video, then
God,
it's been great.
Lee.
Thanks. And please buy loads of these so that my children survive off of my
don't say
dividends
that,
from
man.
Chapman forever.
Right. I'm using Chapman's Mojo hand pickups.
Can I ask a question about the pickups?
Yes.
Have they been renamed, or are they the same names as on the old pickups?
Exactly the same. We literally didn't want to change anything.
Right.
We just wanted to make them
So
in the
that's
new
a bit
factory.
confusing. So the pickups on the V2 have got the same names as the pickups on the V1s, but they are completely different pickups.
But you'll know it's a V2
because
you'll buy it as a V2. And
I see
it'll
what
cost
you mean.
more.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally get that.
Yeah. Wait, I've got gain
Good.
on the floor in the shape of.
So I think that there's been, when the pricing came through from the new factory. It was a bit dearer than the old factory. Oh yes, let's swap guitars. A bit dearer than the old factory, so there's a small price rise. And we took the decision in order to minimise that price rise. Now, whether this decision is popular or not, only time will tell. But to minimise the price rise, we decided to remove the gig bag, the free gig bag that came with version 1. So the price, what you'll see is version 2 hasn't gone up very much, maybe 20 quid over version 1, but it now doesn't have a gig bag with it. So obviously factor that in when you're making your decision. Maybe that makes you think, oh, I'll try and grab a V1 whilst I can find one in the shop just to get that little bit of extra bargain. But
we just kind of thought it's the only way to bring the prices down to where somebody who wants, you know, an affordable guitar could do it. And then obviously it's the only thing you can do that you can then buy yourself aftermarket relatively affordably.
100%, yeah. So I mean, it's not like gig bags are tough to come by, is it? And they're not special shapes, they're just normal gig bags. So $449 is now what the ML3 and the ML1 will cost you, which is about 20 quid more than they used to be.
I'm going to leave them with a story.
Do it.
Every time I've been to Indonesia, I've got ill.
Right.
So the first time, I ate some prawn. I'd say that. Anyway, I had horrendous food poisoning. I was lying in bed going, beer, get a doctor. It was bad. And then the next time I went over, I said to them, I'm always poorly when I come over here. Let's play it safe this time. So we went for sushi. And then after sushi, David said, I booked us in for a massage. And I'm like, huh?
Nice.
What kind of massage? He goes, oh, no, it's spiritual, you know, really good. Not, you know.
Not that kind of massage.
Not that kind of massage. And I'm like, thank God, because I'm a married man.
Absolutely.
You know. So, what's happening now is you're being cut into Lee having something very inappropriate, and we're going to carry on the story. So, these women take your shoes off, massage your feet, and I'm like, wow, this is great. And then they take you through to a big open hall, very nicely lit, beautiful, with like a hospital ward, with sheets going across and beds. And my dad is with me. I love these stories. I've got another one I can't tell on camera. And and Matt Hornby is with me. And then obviously David from the factory and myself. And we all go to get massaged. And we all have a person with forearms like mine who's about this tall, like pummeling our spines, just just like going to combat on all the pressure points and places. And it's like, oh my God, this is incredible. And my spine is clicking every single second. And then I suddenly I'm lying there and she hit a point on my neck and I'm like, sure, I've been hit there in a martial art lesson before, but whatever, it's fine. And then I kind of go, I feel a bit dizzy. Can I have a glass of water? She goes, yeah, sure. And I set up and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be sick.
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh, I'm really sorry. Can you, and out of nowhere, it's like, all over the bed I've been massaged on, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. But it was like Mr. Creosote get a bucket of pate in Monty Python's Meaning of Life, but it wouldn't stop for about 10 minutes, and I'm literally hanging off the edge of this bed, just emptying my life in this room. And
I hope you gave the masseuse a big tip at the end of it.
All I could hear was my dad going, Rob, is everything okay? Because he's a little bit hard of hearing, and I'm like, bah! And Matt was just like, for fuck's sake.
I can't take you anywhere.
No. And they had to carry me out.
Oh, gross.
So now when I go to Indonesia, I just eat chips.
Good for you. Chips, yeah.
The
staple diet of
See, I risk life, limb, stomach to make these guitars things that I am proud of, and I am proud of these, and I'm proud to have my little boy's name on the headstock so that in 10 years' time, when he's 12, he can take all of my shares and then make things with them.
What we should really try and get these guitars to some independent reviewers, shouldn't we? Because the
people like Peter Honoré and Rabia Massage, you mean?
More independent than that. Although I know those guys, you can trust them. They're one of the good guys.
The problem now, Lee, is that almost everyone we would hire to do that is either a friend or we've worked with for years, because we've been doing this for 9 years. We shot videos together.
Is there a competition in there somewhere? Win a chance to review a Chapman guitar? And how would you enter? I don't know. I'm conscious of the fact that I sort of what we don't want is someone to review the guitar that are like really known to be friends for ours. Equally, we don't want someone to review the guitar that we know has it in for us. We just want somebody to just.
Well, like, also there's a line between review and demonstration.
I tell you what, if you start buying these guitars from Andertons or from wherever else in the world you happen to be, Guitar Center or Riff City or Thomann or one of the other wonderful retailers there are, why don't you film a review, send it to me and Rob, and we'll choose like the most balanced, well shot, proper review, and we'll repost it and we'll send you a prize.
You know what? We'll do that via Chapman Guitars. Yeah. So send it to this Chapman Guitars address here. Boom! And then we will thumb through the 3 or 4 videos that have been sent.
Yeah.
It's going to be hundreds of videos.
Well,
Sophie at Chapman Guitars is now cursing your name for having decided.
Or maybe you could just go to a music store with your iPhone and do a little mini review of the product.
Don't buy one, just film it.
Well, I feel it's a bit disingenuous to say you've got to buy a guitar in order to do the review, but I'm just trying to come up with
labour. I like it. It's a great
I'm just
idea.
coming up with creative ways because I know, as I said, 1,000,000% by all means. The comments section is already by now full of comments about how Rob and I can't impartially review Chapman guitars. Fair enough.
What? You know what?
You could say that. You could say that about every single video we do, I suppose.
Yes, you could. Absolutely. And, you know.
But you look, so that's why I think it's important that you try and get yourself to a store. It's great now, and certainly in America, where perhaps there have been vast tracts of space with no Chapman dealer now. I believe you should be able to find these in about 60 or 70 Guitar Center stores now. So
it's going to be in about 100 by the end of the year.
Oh, wow.
Do you know where else there are vast tracts of space?
Sorry?
Do you know where else there are vast tracts of space?
Russia, China,
space,
the sea.
We should now pose for a thumbnail. Lee. You ready?
Okay.
We'll do a really cool. We'll do a V with these because it's like V2, and then Rory could write 2 in the middle. You ready?
Right.
Oh, we. Poorly.